Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. These are Daniel's closest friends, and they're found in the book of Daniel chapter 3, which is we're going to base our story off of. But they're also found in the chapters before. But they're going to face a similar situation that Daniel later faces in Daniel chapter 6, when Daniel faces a lion's den. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, they're going to face a burning furnace. But while facing this burning furnace, they're going to be faced with the question. And this question has caused so much destruction, has robbed so much people of their peace, has stolen so many dreams and purposes. And this simple question is, what if? See, this question is rooted in fear and anxiety. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego are going to face this same question. What if? And for us today, this what if question can look like, what if I never accomplish my dreams? What if that situation never gets resolved? What if the worst is yet to come? What if God is mad at me? What if God doesn't hear or see what I'm going through? What if God doesn't forgive me? What if God doesn't come and rescue me? And see, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego are going to face this exact question. So we're basing it off on Daniel chapter 3. And what's happening is that King Nebuchadnezzar, he builds this golden statue or this golden image. And in verse 6, it says this, "But whoever does not fall down and worship shall immediately be cast into the midst of a furnace of blazing fire." See, right here, this King Nebuchadnezzar, he's already imposing this fear. If you don't do this, the consequence will be this. And it's the fear of punishment. And I can imagine Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego asking that question, what if we get consumed by this fire? What if? And see, that's what the enemy does. He imposes fear through that what if question. And that what if question is something that we've been meditating on. And for us, it's not just something that is imaginary, but it has become a reality to us. And this is the scheme of the enemy. There's this book that I have here in my hands called the Screwtape Letters. It's by C.S. Lewis. And it's compiled of different letters. But the premise of this book is this. It's a senior demon called Screwtape. And he's writing to his nephew, Wormwood, a junior tempter. So it's kind of like the enemy trying to train up his protege and how to go against humanity and how to tempt them. And in one of the letters, to give you context, it's a young man that's going to go off to war. And the Screwtape is training Wormwood on how he can, stop him from his purposes. And I want to read you a quote from the letter. And I believe this is letter 6. But it says this: "We want him to be in the maximum uncertainty, so that his mind will be filled with contradictory pictures of the future, every one of which arouses hope or fear. There is nothing like suspense and anxiety for barricading a human's mind against the enemy." These contradictory pictures are the what ifs. And this is what the enemy does. He puts these contradictory pictures of the future to stop us from the purposes that God has for us. And these three friends face that same question. What if we get burned up and destroyed? And see, that's what the enemy has done. And I want to ask you today, what is your what if that you're wrestling with? Is it imposing you from the purposes that God has for you? Are you scared to walk into that path? Is it a hardship that you feel like God is not going to rescue you from? That you feel like you're not going to be rescued from the burning furnace? Is that you're scared of forgiving someone and what's going to come after that? Is it the stress of school and not being able to prepare in advance? What is your what if? You need to point out those contradictory pictures and replace them with the truth of God. And see, the second thing that the enemy imposes is doubt. King Nebuchadnezzar imposed doubt as well. See, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego said they weren't going to worship this idol. And this is what the king says in verse 15. Now, if you're ready, at the moment you hear the sound of the horn, the flute, the lyre, the trigon, the psaltery, and the bagpipe, and all kinds of music, to fall down and worship the image that I have made. Very well. But if you do not worship, you will immediately be cast into the midst of a furnace of blazing fire. And this is the question that he asks them. And what God is there who can deliver you out of my hands? What God is there who can deliver you out of my hands is what the king asked these three friends. And it's the same tactic that the enemy uses on us. Will God come and rescue you? Does God even hear you? Does God even care? Who can rescue you? And that's the tactic that the enemy asks us with the contradictory pictures of fear and the doubt that God will come or even cares or even hears us. This is the enemy's tactic. But I love what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego respond to the king. This is verse 17. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to rescue us from the furnace of blazing fire, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king. Verse 18. But even if he does not, let it be known to you, O king, that we are not going to serve your gods, nor worship the golden statue that you have set up. See, these three friends, they turned that what if question into even if. Even if he does not, we won't worship your king or your idol. Even if God lets me be consumed by this fire, I know that God is still good. Even if the promise has been delayed, I can still trust in God. Even if it's hard to forgive this person, I know that God will give me strength. They switched that what if to even if. And that's the elimination of fear. Knowing for certain that God is good. Even if pain comes, I will still trust in you, God. If I'm being honest, I wish that in life we didn't have to go through burning furnaces. I wish we didn't have to go through lions' dens. I wish we didn't have to go through giants. I wish we didn't have to go to storms. I get tired too. Sometimes all I see is flames around me that are trying to consume me, lions that are trying to eat me, giants that are trying to defeat me. But his word says this in Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And the thing is that it says that even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, it's through it. And I wish I can go around it. I wish I can hop over it. I wish I can do a detour. But God allows us to go through these things. But the beautiful thing is that he never leaves us. He doesn't forsake us. He's always with us to guide us, to hold us. And we see in this story, verse 25 says this. He said, look, I see 4 men loosed and walking about in the midst of the fire without harm. And the appearance of the fourth is like a son of the gods. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego were thrown into the furnace. There were 3 friends, but there was a 4th man in the fire with them. And he didn't let the fires consume them. Verse 27 says this, the satraps, the prefects, the governors, and the kings, the highest officials gathered around and saw in regard to these men that the fire had no effect on the bodies of these men, nor was their hair on their heads singed, nor were their trousers damaged, nor had the smell of fire even come upon them. Nothing happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. They went through the fire, and Jesus and God was there with them. Jesus rescued them. We have a God that rescues us. And I don't know what you need rescuing from. Maybe it's a fear that has been constant for weeks, for months, maybe even for years, that you've been paralyzed by this fear, and that's all you see around you. God will rescue you. If you're scared to walk into that purpose that God has for you, go forward. Go through it. He is with you. If you're scared of the future, if you're always analyzing things, rest in Him, that your future is in His hands. If you need to forgive someone, do it with His strength. He is the fourth man in the fire that you're in today, and He will rescue you. The beautiful thing that I love about this story is that these three friends went into the fire together. And it's essential to have community of brothers and sisters that will walk through the fire with you, that will go in the fire with you. Don't do this life alone. Don't do this life alone. We need each other. Lastly, I'll say that there's a verse, a prophetic verse that happened 100 to 200 years before this occurrence. And it's found in Isaiah 43:2. It says this: "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched, nor will the flame burn you." Daniel chapter 3 was the promise literally fulfilled. When you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched, nor will the flame burn you. You won't be consumed by the fire that's surrounding you. Again, I am tired. I'm tired of seeing these flames. I feel like I'm in a lion's den and a burning furnace and all the above sometimes. But trust in His word that He will rescue you. Hold on to this promise, because God is faithful to His word. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. And He loves you so much. And the elimination of fear is this: 1 John 4:18. "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment. And the one who fears is not perfected in his love." His love for you and for me conquers all of our fears. And I choose to be in His love. And I hope that you make that same choice, because you have a choice on what to dwell your mind on. Don't believe the contradictory pictures. Believe the love that He has for you. God bless you.